Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to Otanime, episode 14. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Rika's son, one, the only one, Michael Crawford.
What's up, people? What's up?
Lorray Williams is joining us once again.
The manga god.
Yes, Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
And Carlos Romero.
What's good? How's everyone doing?
All right, Mr. Emilio is absent tonight. He's moving, so none of that action tonight. Rika, what were you asking before the show? You almost fucked up the intro.
I do apologize. I was just asking for a link to tweet it out, but
I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah,
you didn't fuck it up though. Not like my man, Charlie Kun. You know.
Oh, he did it worse. Oh,
yeah,
no.
he because we did. You know how we do the sound effect, right, on Throwdown and even on this show. So we did the sound effect. Maybe my fault because I didn't warn him, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" That's the first thing.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh man! All right. Without further ado, let's do it, man. Anime we've been watching, and as always, we start off with Rika's son. One, what you been watching, man?
What have I been watching? All right. Well, you know what? I'm kind of going in here blind, so let me just start off with what I said I was going to be watching when I left in January. So last when I left in January, I was almost caught up with One Piece. I said, oh, it should only take me about 2 more weeks, the first 2 weeks of February, to get caught up, and that's true. It did take me the first 2 weeks of February to get caught up. So I'm caught up with the One Piece anime. So that was basically my first 2 weeks of February just gone. They're just gone after that. So by the third week, that's when I started watching, Berserk. And then the last couple of days, that's when I was watching the 3 movies. Other than that, only three shows from the anime season that I've been keeping up with. And one of the recent new ones that I started to watch that I wasn't watching the last time we were on the show is Boku Dake ga Inai Machi.
Erased.
Erased. Yep, I'm caught up with Erased. That's a very good series right there. So it's Erased, Ajin, and Dimension W, and obviously Dragon Ball Super and Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blood Orphans. I keep up with those 3. But yeah, Erased is really good, really good. That's probably out of the new shit. I'll definitely agree that that's the best. That's the best thing airing right now.
Yo, can I ask, do you think you haven't watched as much anime because One Piece just took over everything?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because you know how I'd be going, oh, I was watching this and that and that, and then now I'm just like, oh yeah,
I only got 5 things this month, man.
I only got 5. I'm sorry. I think I'm probably going to keep it at this amount because I do want to push in other forms of entertainment because I haven't gotten a platinum since like November.
No, Riku, you're falling off, son.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a platinum since November, since just focusing on other forms of entertainment. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. How is it possible that I got a platinum more recent than you did, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, this world is changing.
Oh man, Lorray, man, what about you? What you been watching? Have you had time to watch anything, man?
I have not, man. I've been slacking, so please, I do apologize. So yeah, work has got me pretty busy, so I'm gonna try to rectify that this month by watching anime like crazy.
Yes. Chris, man, what about you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Lorray. Like, just between work and games and stuff, I haven't had time to do anything but the anime of the month. So I'm hoping to catch up. Like, I know Carlos recommended me a couple of shows. Like, I still have to watch Roka. I have Gate on my queue now to watch. And I got to catch up on Yusho Totoro because I really like that show.
Nice. All right. I kind of have the same story as you guys. I've been being able to watch much because I've just been busy. February was fucking crazy. Like every game came out, I had to write a million stories. I haven't been watching too much. I have been watching some shit though. I watched most of Toonami from January. Right. I'm caught up on Parasite. Again, I like watching it with dub and shit because I'm catching things I didn't catch originally. You know, like there's certain things like the whole theme of Shinichi changing. It's a little bit more like I notice it more now than before. You know, what else?
Do they call him Shinichi in the show?
Yeah, they call him what he is, Shinichi. You know, would you think they call him Bob or something?
Nah, man, it's Shinji.
It's not Shinji, man. That's the other anime.
Shinji Ikami.
So,
Yeah.
so do you feel that like that they properly show Shinichi's transition into being less human?
I think because like I always said, I don't hope this doesn't sound fucked up. I feel that Japanese, maybe there's the way they talk. It's very robotic, very synthetic. Like with American voices or English voices, they have a little bit more feeling to them. So I kind of feel the transition a little bit better. But there are some things that I feel the Japanese one did better. I think like the whole thing with Migi I thought was done better in the Japanese version. His turn, like in this one, like when he starts becoming more human, it's kind of like, what? That seems a little odd to me, so it's weird. Like the Shinichi part, him becoming less human, is a little bit better done, but I feel the Migi part becoming more human was better done in the anime. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just a great anime overall, man. Like I wish more people would like talk about it more, because it's really top notch shit. No matter what language you're watching it,
Well, some people think it's just about the romance between that one girl, huh?
Yeah. Oh man, don't get me started. Inside joke, people. I think I only have 2 more episodes to go with Akame ga Kill. Man, that show is all kinds of fucked up. Love it.
Did you cry yet?
Huh?
Did you cry yet?
I don't cry, man. I'm not a bitch. But it's heavy, man. I get angry at this show sometimes. Like, how you gonna kill him, man? What the fuck is this shit? And I'm still mad at the fucking main dude for not fucking S-Death with them big titties, man. It's like, come on, son. You should have went in, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Great show. What else have I been watching? The usual shit. One Piece is on some bullshit filler arc. I skipped it. I fucking skipped that shit. I'm waiting until they get back to regular shit. Cause it's like, what is this? Like, Ricky, you probably remember that the family with the icebergs and shit.
I skipped it, so I do know what part you were at, because I remember when I was catching up, when I caught up to where you were at.
Yeah.
No. And I was like, wait, this is a filler. Oh, Tony's about to jump into the filler. Well, I'm skipping this shit. I don't know if he knows he's about to hit a giant wall of filler, but yeah.
I stopped. I was like, I watched like 3 episodes. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll wait.
Yeah, I think it goes on for like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Oh, that's not too bad. It's not Naruto levels. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
It's not Bleach level.
Oh, fuck. All right. So yeah, that's me basically. And Carlos, now what about you?
Well, that's a good segue because I finished Shippuden finally.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
one of the king of the fillers. So, hearing you talking about fillers.
You just caught up.
Yeah, you caught up. You're not done. You caught up.
Oh, it's because I read the manga as well, so that's
okay.
why I said it. But I'm caught up with the anime. Yeah, so I have a love-hate relationship with Naruto. So I kind of, and I still gave it a decent score. I gave it an 8. I really liked it, but
Which one, part 1 or both, or the whole thing?
both.
Okay.
But I prefer Naruto over Shippuden.
Yeah, I think that applies to me too. I don't know how many other people that applies to, but I agree with that. I like part 1 more than part 2.
Yeah, so I don't know, Shippuden. That's what I caught up this month. It's good. I like some of the stories. I like for those of you who watch Shippuden, the whole Jiraiya story and how his story unravels and stuff. I think that's the best part of Shippuden.
Yeah.
The more recent stuff is I hate it. I hate it's kind of
the war stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much most of the end is kind of bad. It's just trying to get more OP villains over OP villains. It reminds me of freaking what's it called? Devil May Cry 4, when they just like rehash all these villains, and then I don't know. I didn't like that part. And Yeah,
I
like
don't know, man. I don't know because you've never seen Madara fight.
yeah, that's true. No, actually, well,
Like though, you never seen a Hokage's fight. I thought it was like pretty interesting to see like all these Hokages, all these badass villains. Like I understand what you're saying that like you see all these past villains that Naruto and them defeated or died somehow. But I thought it was pretty interesting how they brought old people back that we've never seen fight before. We can finally see their abilities and what they can do. But that's just
yeah,
from my perspective. But
yeah. I guess the way I was, well, just to mention the Madara's first appearance was fucking sick. His first fight against everyone in that desert was the shit. I think that's one of the highlights of the
talking
show.
about the Hokages.
No, when Madara, it's right before that, but it's the same fight pretty much. So
Oh, you're talking about when you fought all those ninjas.
when he fought all those ninjas and he just freaking tore the shit out of everyone. That
Yo,
part was crazy.
the best fight in that series is the animation, like at certain fight scenes in Naruto, are amazing.
Yeah.
But like I thought, like the best fight scene was between Obito and Kakashi when it was like both of them fighting each other one on one, and it transitions it transitions from the past to present. Like in the past, they like fighting as friends, as sparring against each other. In the present, they like fighting as enemies, trying to kill each other. It's pretty interesting how they like kind of like use the same moves as it transitions to the future. Like he's like throwing a punch as an adult, then he transitions as a kid. Stuff like that. Like it was just a beautiful fight scene.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I remember I showed it to a girl one time, and she was like, "I'm about to cry."
Oh shit.
Oh shit. But yeah, I guess the part I didn't really hate bringing back Madara and all that stuff. I guess the thing that I hate the most is how the original villain transforms into a different villain that's more powerful. I don't want to give too much away. I don't know if I should.
No, just let it go.
Like how it's like Toby, then it's Madara, and then it's Kagura, I think the name
Oh
is.
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's
Like, oh, that's not the real villain. I'm the real villain. Nah, he's not the real villain. I'm the real villain
right,
all the
and
time.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, come on, you know? But Itachi's a badass. He's one of the best characters I've seen in anime. And one thing about the characters, Naruto has a lot of great characters. A lot of great characters like Rock Lee, Neji, Sasuke, Itachi. Um, Naruto's really good, but Shippuden, man, they just threw him on the wayside. All those good characters, even kind of
I,
like,
I think they all each have their time to shine.
well, at the very end, but like in between, like Naruto and Shippuden and the very end of Shippuden, they didn't really do much. They were kind of like side characters that didn't really get their own shine. Like how during the Chunin exams, everyone got their shine, and it was like showing every individual character's progression and how their different fight styles and their different power levels and stuff. So they really deviated like away from that in Shippuden.
I don't know, man.
Lorraine's like, I don't know about that. No,
Like I know that like,
I see what you're saying though,
I'm
man.
cool. I'm cool. Yeah, they deviated from it, but you gotta think it's not Naruto and friends. It's Naruto. You know.
Well, but it's a story about the whole world, not just. I mean, if you're gonna, and that's one of the negatives for me is that it was the Naruto and Sasuke show, and I mean, that's not what I like Naruto mostly for.
I don't know. I think like I well I well we both have different reasons for liking it, but like it's
Hmm.
I think the overall theme is that history repeats itself. You know, and with Naruto and Sasuke, and and who else? It's like Obito, Kakashi, are like like modern
Madara and yeah.
Hokage. They
Hmm.
always get reincarnated, these different spirits and stuff like that. Like they it focused on the relationship and the history of the relationship and how their spirits transcended, life. So it always focused like at the end of Naruto, the first series of Naruto, it just comes at a big um, conclusion how Naruto and Sasuke fights each other, and he's like, "I'm leaving," and Naruto vows like he's gonna get him back, and and Superman just ends up him trying to get him back. It's him living up to his word, and yeah, I just think that they made it clear that the theme was going to be friendship. So
Yeah, I mean I agree. I just feel like the characters made like the first season, like those characters were the ones that made Naruto great, you know? Like Gaara and Neji, they propelled Naruto to be who he is. But in the next season, it was they kind of just didn't they ceased to exist for a while, for
I don't know.
a huge part of this of that season.
Are you referring to like the characters made Naruto the show as it is, or are you talking about they made the character Naruto the way he is?
Could you repeat that again?
Are you talking about like the characters made the show, or are you talking about the characters made the character Naruto?
Well,
Because
it's both. I mean, because I mean in Naruto, my favorite character is Rock Lee. I mean, Naruto is pretty cool, but Rock Lee was my favorite character. He's the one that made the show for me. But I mean, Naruto is the most important character, and I felt like the other ones propelled him to be a really good character in the show and made it worthwhile.
hmm.
It's funny that you say Rock Lee is your favorite character because I remember back when I was deep into Naruto and I was looking up stuff about it, and one of the fun facts that I ran across was the fact that Masashi Kishimoto didn't necessarily even create the character Rock Lee himself. One of his assistants that was helping him with script writing and character designs, he created Rock Lee, and that guy who helped him create Rock Lee, you could look this up if you want, because I'm sure you can find it. He was that guy was a big Bruce Lee fan. Obviously, you could see a lot of that in Rock Lee. There's always a Bruce Lee clone in a lot of anime and whatnot. But when you look at Rock Lee's not necessarily a ninja. He doesn't really use ninjutsu, doesn't use genjutsu, and his overall character doesn't necessarily fit that Naruto, all of the other Naruto characters as much as all the rest of them do. So I do find that interesting that the one character that you do like was the one that wasn't really you know created by
It's not like
Masashi
the
himself.
others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Taijutsu was cool though. I fucks with Taijutsu.
yeah. No, freaking what's his name? Guy, man, at the end.
Yeah.
Uh,
He gotta get his shine.
yeah,
Kakashi got his shine.
Yeah,
yeah,
he had to pull that shit out. That shit was hyped
I,
up like a motherfucker. It was like, yeah, I gotta pull this 8 gates, man. I gotta show these people what this shit is about.
I just think Kishimoto was like, okay, this person got his shine in the original Naruto. This person got the shine in the original Naruto. Who hasn't got this shine yet? Guy never had this shine, so they went in on Guy and Shippuden, and goddamn, that was a fight.
Yeah, that's just one thing as a mangaka that you just gotta make sure you balance out, and obviously everyone's not gonna be satisfied. Everyone's not gonna be satisfied by the end of your series. It usually never is. Someone's character is always gonna get ignored or killed or whatever the case may be, and it is what it is. I mean,
Like
I
I,
still
I
think.
was,
Go
I
ahead.
was like how these characters would like progress the story. Like what would they add to the story if we got a little bit of in there?
No, no, I mean, I agree with you when it comes to because I came to that conclusion a long time ago that the fucking anime out of all of the popular Shonen Jump anime that all always talked about and watched like Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, all the only one that has the main character's name as its anime is Naruto, not One Piece, not Dragon Ball, not Bleach. Toriko does, but I'm not knowledgeable on Toriko, so I can't vouch for that one. But that's why when you said, okay, well the show is called Naruto, that's when I look at other shows that have the main character as their name and I've watched it, they did and they follow that path. I don't really um judge them in the same type of way as another show that didn't call the protagonist's name.
Well,
You know what I
using
mean?
using that criteria, you might as well call Dragon Ball freaking Goku show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't really say that for Z.
Finally, someone admitted.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really say that for Z because Akira was trying to make it all about Gohan, but obviously he went back to Goku. But that was the path that he was originally going to take, you know?
Right.
It was going to be about Gohan. And then One Piece, you obviously know that it's about the fucking crew.
I think One Piece does very well. Like, from what I've read of it, like each person always has like their one-on-one fights, but like it's like crew battles.
Yeah.
Each person has like their navigator. Each person has their cook and stuff.
If I can name one show that does have the main character's name in it, but it doesn't focus on the main character, it focuses on his crew just like One Piece, is Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya has Saint Seiya, god damn, like all 5 of those Bronze Saints are the protagonists. Like everybody fucking gets their shine equally, and it almost hurts the series because you're like, man, that should have been just Seiya, but no, all of them every single time. So that's probably one that's different.
So yeah, but as far as overall, I overall like it. I just like to criticize it a little bit because I felt like it had so much potential. The animation is one of the best for long running shonen for me. And that's it for Naruto. As far as the rest, oh yeah, so I was watching Erase this month and Gintama. I'm going slow on that, but yeah, it's going.
Yeah, man, I saw you. I was like, when I saw you finish, when I saw you get caught up on Shippuden, and then because I'm on Mal, so I see stuff, and then I saw you start Gintama. I'm like, Gintama, huh? And you weren't necessarily all the way caught up with Shippuden yet, so you were like juggling Gintama and Shippuden at the same time. And I'm over here watching Berserk. I'm like, when is he gonna start on Berserk? He's starting on Gintama. That's a hefty choice right there.
So I started this Sunday actually, but I just watched one episode. I thought for some reason I didn't think this upcoming Friday was Otanime, so I took it pretty slow. So till yesterday, I started watching. I got it to like episode 10 of Berserk. So this morning I just remembered it was Friday, and I'm like, oh shit, is there no Otanime tonight? And I asked Tony, and he's like, yeah. So I freaking marathon 15 freaking episodes before the show started. So. So that's the other thing I was watching this month.
Gintama. How was Gintama? How was Gintama?
It's good, man. I like the comedy a lot. It's really episodic.
Yeah.
So the weight of each episode does not carry over to the next one, but the comedy's top notch, and I can't wait to get to like some of the arcs in the show, which I hear are the best parts. Yeah.
Yeah. One day I will be there, just like I said with One Piece. One day you're gonna hear. Yeah, listen, I'm starting on this Gintama grind, but
you gonna start on the grind once a video game's announced. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I already said because remember I was supposed this beginning of the year was supposed to be Gintama until I swapped it with One Piece, and I pushed Gintama back a year. So January 2017, I'm probably gonna be going in on Gintama.
Oh my days.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna get into an anime, deep like that, January probably is the best month to do it.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. All right, so Carlos, anything else, man?
Nope. That's pretty much it.
Let's jump. By the way, I enjoyed that impromptu Naruto talk right there. All right, let's get into it, people. Anime of the month, motherfucking Berserk, man. Woo! I'm pretty sure we got a lot of things to say about this fucking anime.
Oh, shit.
Right, now, I'm going to preface it with this. I'm not one of those dudes that saw Berserk back in the day and was waiting years, Like I saw it maybe 3 or 4 years ago, right? And I knew what I was getting myself into, so I knew that already, I'll just start off with what I liked about it was, like, Riku, kind of like what you said, that first episode, it was okay, it was kind of generic fantasy shit.
It wasn't needed, honestly, in my opinion.
It was when it got to the back stuff, that's when the show got good.
The Golden Age arc, yes.
That's when the shit got really good. And this is why I like the show. It didn't have any of that fantasy shit. It wasn't in your face. It was almost like a Game of Thrones type of thing. You know, it's like there's some
Mm,
magic in the background, but it's
Mm.
not about that. It's more about the political struggles, the human struggles, all that shit. You know, the rise of guts and the thing with Griffin and all that shit. Great shit, man.
Bro.
Yeah, go ahead. I know you want to get in, man, so go ahead.
I'm sorry if I take a little too much time here, but
You go ahead, man.
motherfucking Berserk, bro. First of all, thank you. God damn.
Okay, you're welcome.
Motherfucking Berserk is Kentaro Miura is a fucking G. He's a good ass mangaka. I'm definitely gonna be going deep into this manga later this year. But that thing you mentioned about the whole um, political war
Yeah,
standpoint, everything about that Golden Age arc, that's what fucking sold me. The fact that it had some fantasy stuff in the background, yeah, I do agree with you. It was cool, but it definitely wasn't the thing that latched me, and it was definitely the story about the army that of the band of the Hawks,
yeah, Band of Hawks, yeah.
um, Griffith's ambition, and Guts's rise, and all of that. This is the reason why I like war anime slash manga, like Arslan Senki, Kingdom, and just stuff like that. And Berserk was filling that spot. I didn't think it was gonna do it that good, but it definitely did. It is definitely like right beside Kingdom when it comes to the medieval war story. And oh my god, I loved it so fucking much, man. The episode 2 through 25 of the 90s anime, just loved it. I loved all of it, man. And then when I watched those movies, we'll talk about it in a second, but
Yeah.
I man, I just loved it all, man. Um, when we started to slightly get into some of the fantasy stuff, like when we saw Nosferatu for the first time inside the dungeon,
Yeah.
that was interesting. Because like I said, I was intrigued by everything that was realistic about it. So when they start to throw that stuff in there, I think it did come in at the right time, because now we're starting to see the stuff that Guts cannot handle, the fictional, fantasy, beastly stuff that just this is out of your league. You're not ready for this shit yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna jump in on that because that's the shit
Yeah.
that kind of got me. Okay,
Mhm.
in a typical anime, fantasy anime, right?
Mhm.
What would happen in that instance? This is what would happen. I'll tell you exactly what would happen. They go in there. Oh, there's a great beast. We have to kill it. Oh, it's so strong. That's not what happened here. They go in there. It's like, hey, there's a big monster here. No, there isn't. There's no such thing as that. And Guts goes in there, right? This is Guts. This motherfucker kills everybody, right? He sees this big ass monster. He's just like, he's shook. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. They treated that shit. Obviously, it was a fantasy thing, but they treated it realistically. It wasn't like, hey, there's a beast. We must kill it. It's like, yo, what the fuck is that shit? You know, and everybody was just getting murdered. And I love how Guts almost got fucked up too. You know,
Yeah.
this
He,
big
I
dude
think
that
he
yeah,
did get fucked. The only reason um he survived that shit is because of the necklace that
yeah, the
Griffith
necklace, the
had.
griff,
Yeah.
yeah,
He
So
he,
here's
he
exactly.
got fucked. Yeah, go ahead.
here's my question, everyone. Who thought that Griffith was just gonna slaughter that monster?
Mm,
Because I did at
Nah,
first.
I didn't.
I,
Because I knew that
Yeah,
thing
I
was
I
yeah,
a,
did.
a little bit of me thought that he was going to use some sort of elegance and speed to, just a little part of me thought he could, because Griffith, he came in there ambitious, and before that scene happened, we really haven't seen Griffith get his ass beat, So
right.
I do agree with you. I do see where you're coming from when Griffith was, I'm going in there to help Guts. I did think for a split moment that, okay, Griffith's here. Whew, we got this under control. Nope, that didn't happen. I was like, damn,
he got
knocked
fucked
out.
up.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well that was definitely not predictable, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Griffiths got knocked. I think he got knocked out quicker than Guts did.
Well, yeah, because look at the body size. But Chris, did you think Griffith was going to do anything?
No, and I tell you why. The minute that Nosferatu he like hulked out, he had like his
Hmm.
ultra form.
Yeah.
He almost crushed Guts. Like let's
Yeah.
be real, he would have killed him if Griffith didn't step in. But I didn't think they were gonna beat him. Like I honestly didn't know what was gonna happen when I saw that. I mean I
I thought they
knew,
were
but
gonna
I
go
was like,
through, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't
yeah,
think they were gonna win, but I didn't know how they were gonna get out of it. And obviously the Deus Ex Machina was
The
the egg,
fucking
the
the
necklace.
egg,
Yeah.
yeah, the egg of the king.
That's the only thing that stopped them, which was great. And honestly, maybe this is why I love Dark Souls so much. Like
mm,
this is like I was like I played the Souls games like Guts. Like I always every one of my characters is ultra strong, carries the biggest fucking sword he can get his hands on. That's how I play the game, like a tank, and that's
yeah,
how you
Right.
fight. So I love that shit.
Hey
yeah.
Chris, were you one of the guys like? Did you watch Berserk back in the day and like you were like, oh fuck, where's the rest of it?
No, I was completely out of order because I played the Dreamcast game
Okay,
first.
yeah, Sword of the
Completely
Beast.
lost
Yeah.
because that threw you into the Black Swordsman stuff. It was right in the middle of that, and I had no idea who Casca was, why she couldn't talk, why he was missing an eye. Like the game just throws you in there. It doesn't explain jack. Nothing. Who Griffith is and what happened to them. No, nothing. And why he hates him. Then I watched the anime and I was like, oh, now this makes sense, right?
Okay,
Well, I
that's
was
interesting.
completely lost. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was my first experience with Berserk. Was the Dreamcast game, then the show.
yeah, which is just threw you in there. But it's
Right.
interesting because the anime kind of starts like that. It just threw you in there. It's like, oh, what's going on here? What the fuck? You know?
He fights that Serpentor-looking mofo.
Yeah,
I don't even know that
yeah.
guy's name.
Oh, this that serpent-looking guy.
Yeah. I call him Serpentor because he had that gold zinc armor.
Yeah.
Carlos, man, what do you think about the anime specifically? What do you think of it? How it pertains to Game of Thrones? Because to me, it had that feel to it.
It
You
even
know?
had its own freaking Varys character, man. Did
Yeah,
you?
it did.
I was like, that's motherfucking Varys, man. But he turned it out more like Littlefinger
Yeah.
because he freaking just snitched out his own people.
Oh
But yeah,
man.
I liked it. At first I was like, this is what I do when I watch this type of anime, like 90s anime. I tend to like watch 2 or 3 episodes for me to get used to the animation and the style. Because at first you just look at the anime and you're like, this just looks like a watercolor, like a watercolor painting. And but it gets like you get used to it, but man, the freaking I guess the best part for me of the whole show is the character progressions, in particular Guts, Griffiths, and Sasuke's.
Casca,
I
yeah.
Yeah,
The
Costco,
Costco's,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah, the
That's the thing I like
character.
about the show. Like the whole thing is all character driven.
right,
Everything is character driven. Every single thing that happens, it's not. There is a story, but it's not really story driven. You know what I mean?
right.
All
Mhm.
the actions of it, like especially towards the end, what happened, like. Because think about it, the Band of the Hawk, right? They rose to great prominence, right? Griffith, I think he became a knight, right? They attained high status. But when Guts fucked them up in that fight, it messed with Griffith, He has sex with the princess, and that his whole downfall happens.
Dude,
Because of that.
that's probably the biggest fall from grace in a character I've ever seen.
Isn't it, man? It's fucking
That's
crazy.
It's the
that's
top.
definitely the biggest fall of grace I've ever fucking seen. I don't think I'll ever see one that big ever again. And it was done so well. When you were talking, Carlos, a second ago, when you were talking about character progression, yeah, I think the character development and this shit is just it's outstanding. I fucking loved it all. Um, that stuff with Griffith, man. When Griffith first saw Guts, man, his whole he definitely treats Guts like Guts is definitely something that fucked up his whole path. And by fucked up his whole path, I mean like you know how they're always talking about Griffith had to get to the castle, and the castle was just a representation of basically Griffith his meeting the pinnacle of his goal in life.
Yeah.
Fame and power and all that stuff. And when they're in that ceremony stuff, man, and the demons were um, messing around with um, his mind and telling him, oh well, all these people around you they died for you to get to the castle. I do think that there was two paths that Griffith could have taken to get to this castle, and yes, one of them was the path. One of them was this path that the demons were showing him. Oh, all these guys are dying, and the only way you're gonna get there is if you kill more. But I do think that there was obviously that's obviously not true. There was obviously a way for him to get there without, you know, what the demons. They fucked with his mind because that's not true. You know, the egg definitely helped sway him on his decision at the end of the day because that egg was going everywhere. Like when he got captured and the egg got thrown into the sewer and then it made its way all the way back to Griffith. Yeah, fate, destiny, all that
Yeah.
demonic shit just playing right into their trap. But I want to know how far. I really wanted to know how far Griffith probably could have gone in terms of getting to that castle if he never got that egg of the king. Because that egg of the king, yeah, I'm not going to deny it definitely was helping him in a lot of situations. Like when he got shot with that arrow, what helped him?
Yeah.
The egg. When he got his ass beat by Nosferatu, what helped him? The egg. So not gonna deny that egg definitely helped him last longer than he probably should have. But he's an ambitious dude. He's a really successful dude, and before he met Guts, you could tell this dude was just like from a mentality and ambition standpoint, he was just mature, and everything he did, just always cool, always calm. When what's her name? What's the princess name that he was messing with? Charlotte.
Charlotte.
When she tripped and he caught her, and then her uncle punched him. Straight mature. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, just Guts, just let it go.
Yeah.
All this other stuff,
Yeah.
He was just so mature and calm and
Calculated.
yeah. And I'm all into Romance of the Three Kingdoms and all of those Dynasty Wars characters. And there's a lot of, that's another war. That's another really probably the best war story I've experienced was the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and they got a lot of characters that Griffith reminds me of. One of them being Zhuge Liang, and he reminds me a lot of those guys. Just like he's cool, calm, collected, smart. He has everything, but man, when Guts came into the picture, it was just he definitely got selfish on certain things. Like when they first fought, and he was like, and he beat when he beat Guts, and he was like, "You're mine,"
Yeah.
"You're mine," and he didn't really say that. I was agreeing with Akaska. He really didn't treat anyone else like that. When Akaska was like, "Oh, you can join me if you want. You could do what you want." When it came to Guts, it was like, "You're mine." It was like he saw a rare Pokemon, and he was like, "That shit's mine." It was like, "You're not getting away," because he knew. Remember how I said the egg of the king was, he got that far with the egg of the king. It helped him out. It helped him get a lot further than he could have gotten. I think, as far as the dark path, the egg of the king is the catalyst of him going down the dark path. But I do think that the light path of him getting there was Guts. I think if he had Guts beside him at all times and he didn't have the egg of the king, he would have made it to that castle and everything would have been fine. And I do think, man, when I saw this part, especially when in the movie, it hit me really. It hit me even harder because you're just watching everything, you're catching stuff that you didn't catch when you first watched watched it the first time. When he was at the ceremony with what's her name, Charlotte, and Guts just finished doing his whole assassination mission for him.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because I want to talk about this scene. Yeah.
And he was Guts was gonna go and see him, and Casca stopped him. He's like, don't go over there all bloody and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about that whole kid and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, that's just what I want
But
to talk about.
but when he was right there, and he was, she was at the and when Griffith was talking to Charlotte, and he was telling Charlotte they were having a conversation about equality and friends, and
Yeah.
that's he obviously did not know that right there. That's where you fucked up. That's exactly where you fucked up. Right there when you said that stuff, because he obviously didn't know Guts was listening. Didn't know Guts was there. Because if he did, he wouldn't have said that shit.
Yeah,
And
basically,
trust me, he
for
would have
those,
taken that shit back.
yeah, the whole line was like, I can't consider any man beneath me a friend.
Exactly. And Guts heard
that.
that shit. Man, that
Oh,
hit.
you're talking about
That hit.
Griffin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember
Griffith.
that? Yeah,
When
yeah,
that
Griffith.
I
hit,
Yeah.
remember that. That
that hit,
motherfucker.
that hit Guts
Hey,
hard as fuck.
because
That.
Go ahead,
Yeah, go
Ray.
ahead.
because Guts didn't have any friends, right? He was all by himself, and he felt like Griffith was his friend because he took him underneath his wing,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, he like finally has a family. And when Griffith said that, I feel you, Riku. Like, fuck, like Guts got him hurting.
Yeah, because remember that whole time. Firstly, Guts didn't even want to have any friends, especially with his whole past and shit. He didn't even want any. So when Griffith basically captured him and took him in and all that stuff, he definitely did grow attached to the Hawks. We can't deny that, and he became their friends. And then when Griffith said that shit, especially right after what Guts did for him, the whole "I need you to go and assassinate this guy," and how fucked up that whole thing was with the I gotta kill this kid now, and then I gotta kill everyone out of here just to get out of here because I gotta do this for my friend and all this favor stuff. And then when Griffith was just sitting there um, with Charlotte, and he said that line, that was definitely a big I don't know. I don't want to say that was a contradiction in Griffith's personality, but it definitely showed us and Guts at that very moment that there is another side of Griffith that he's not showing a lot of people.
But do
And
you, but do you think he actually meant it
I
completely
don't.
though?
And that's the problem. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he really meant that because I just don't know because I definitely know he would have taken that shit back. I do think to an extent he did believe that Guts was his friend because when he said when he was ordering, well, not even ordering, he asked Guts to go and assassinate this dude. What did Guts say? Guts said, "You might as well just order me like you always do. Why are you asking me to do this?
Yeah.
Just order me to do this." And Griffith was just sitting there like shocked because I mean Guts is like right like why are you asking me this? You're the leader. You should be ordering me to do this. And if you were my friend, I could understand you asking me, but you just said right in front of old girl that he has no friends. He has no equals. And when Guts, remember when Guts and him first fought, Guts could not stand this motherfucker. When he lost that battle against him, Griffith standing on top of his sword, just straight humiliating him in a weapon battle. Guts couldn't handle that shit. He went straight to fistcuffs and started. He just didn't want to give up and all this stuff. He did not want to be looked down upon um by Griffith. And I think when he started to get close to Griffith and whatnot, there was a point where he didn't care that Griffith was looking down. But when Griffith said, "I have no equal," that's when it hit him again. He was like, "You know what? Fuck that shit. I don't want nobody ever looking down on me." And that was just the catalyst. That was the key catalyst in Guts saying, "All right, you know what? I think it's time for me to leave the Hawks. It's time for me to live my own life because initially I didn't want to be here. And
Right.
man, when they had that second fight, man."
Yeah,
And
but
Guts was
let's
go
not
ahead.
jump ahead because I want to go back
Go
to
ahead.
that
Yeah.
kid, man.
Okay, yes,
Like
the kid
that
stuff.
shit
Jesus.
was heavy, man. Like I was
In
not
both
expecting
versions
that.
too.
Yeah, both versions. The thing is, okay, while I wasn't expecting it, when you saw that kid, you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna have to do it. He's gonna have to kill this motherfucking
It
kid.
definitely happened too. I don't know if you remember the differences between the movie and the anime because it's been a while for you, but
Well, yeah, I watched the movie. I know that in the movie version, Guts was covered up. He concealed himself when he
Yeah.
went to assassinate Urius. In the original one, he didn't. He was just like himself. So his face was
I don't think
exposed.
so.
He was
In the original one, he did not conceal himself. He just went right into the castle. He fought him. He slayed him in front of the fireplace. Saw the kid, stabbed him, and then fought his way out. But in the movie, he actually wore a hood and he had a mask.
Mm,
yeah. So in the show he wore a hood, but not
yeah,
in
in
the
the show, as far as I remember, he
No,
had
but
a hoodie.
when he had the fight, he took it off.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know
Yeah.
what you meant. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant he didn't even have the hoodie altogether.
No,
Yeah, he
no,
did.
he did.
Yeah. He had. I think the differences that I saw and the I don't know which one is more accurate as far as the manga, because I haven't read it yet. But the main thing that I saw that was different from that scene as far as the movie adaptation, the anime adaptation, was like what you said. When he first killed that dude, and the little boy came in the anime, he saw the little boy and he was like, "Shit, this little boy saw me. He's got to die," you know. And then he
Yeah, it
stabbed
was
him.
instant.
You know,
Yeah,
it was he saw the
it was
kid, and
active.
but in the movie, as soon as he killed the dude, he heard someone, you know, come
Yeah, oh,
inside,
yeah,
and then
yeah. He gets
he
attacked.
hid,
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh shit, someone's here." You know, he hid, and then as soon as the person was just about to come around the corner, that's when he stabbed him. And he was like, "I got him," and then he realized that there was a kid.
yeah,
So I don't know which one is more accurate, because I do think it's a lot more fucked up for you to see and know that, hey, shit, this is a kid and I gotta kill him. That's more fucked up than that was more fucked up than, oh shit, I just killed a kid.
yeah.
Because one of them was like, you knew what you know what you were about to do, and the next one's like, oh shit, I did this, you know. But both of them, man, that kid, man, just blood, and then he was just like tears and choking. I was like, oh god, no, this
Yeah,
is
that was
too
pretty
much.
brutal.
This is fucked up, man. Just
Yeah,
fucked
that
up.
was
And then
yeah, that was crazy.
I don't. That was probably I don't. You know how it was funny where Griffith was like, "Guts, you are the only person I can ask to do this type of assassination job." I was like, "Nigga, that was the sloppiest assassination that I have ever seen in anime." Because that was not no assassination. That was low key. That was low key just midnight slaughter. And he just so happened, you know, he got seen. Everyone that saw him died. That's why he got out of there and no one knew what the fuck it was. Because everyone that saw him died. But that was no assassination, buddy boy. That was sloppy as fuck, Guts. That was sloppy as fuck.
Like
It was funny.
the dude sneaked up by him in the window. He didn't get recognized. It was just a breeze, and he's like, "Yeah, let me introduce myself before I kill you." That's not an assassination. That's confrontation. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when he was
he
when he was
just
leaving that castle,
yeah.
and he was just like slash, 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 slash. I gotta get her. Oh shit, he saw me. Oh shit, he saw me. Oh shit, he's.
Just killing everybody. Yeah, it's like, dude, that's not. Yeah, you're right. It's like assassination is when you're stealthy, right? He went to war, basically, like a
Yeah, he
normal
went.
battle.
Yeah,
You know?
just like a night war, and he just so happened. It just happened that everyone that saw him died. That's why
Yeah,
he got out of there, and no one knew who the fuck he was, because everyone that saw him died.
yeah.
So
The other thing I want to get to before, because I do want to get to the fight, the final fight between Griffith and Guts. This thing that fucked me up, because remember, this is the part where Guts became a legend. Remember, Casca, she got a fever. He fell off the horse and shit, and he had to protect her. 100 dudes. He killed all those motherfuckers.
yeah,
He
on some
killed
Dynasty
all
Warriors
those
shit,
dudes.
man. He went fucking in. The one thing about you watch? Did you watch it in dub, Tony?
Of course.
Okay. Um, the dude that Costco was fighting, you know, I can't
Yeah.
remember his name. The dude that's always talking about, oh, this has been handed down from my generation for five. That dude. Um, I'm a Sonic fan, so when I heard his voice, I instantly realized that that's fucking Eggman. That's fucking wow. Because I had to pause. I was like, wait. Is that Eggman? I looked it up. Oh shit, that's Egg. That was just hilarious. But it definitely fit that type of character, just that fat slob type
Yeah.
of character. He's just like that dude. That dude's fucking. That was a nice little gimmick that they had on that guy, where he was just like, oh, this technique has been passed down from generations. That was some funny shit. He was definitely a fat scumbag. But that whole Costco thing, man, Costa's character is roller coaster, man. Roller coaster.
We could talk about her for a little bit. What do we think of her characterization? Because you're right, I kind of couldn't pin her down. Like it seemed like she was really jealous of Guts because I guess I think she was maybe in love with Griffith or something.
Definitely in love with Griffith, and she was in love with Griffith, and it was, I realized that um I'll get into that when we get into that whole demonic ceremony thing, but
Oh shit, yeah.
yeah, Casca, she was definitely she definitely was in love with Griffith that whole time, and man, she hated Guy, because like I said, remember Gus is the only person. I mean, Gus is the only person that Griffith treats like this is my property, you know. Like if one of his other band of the Hawks said that I'm leaving the Hawks, he most likely would not pull no shit where like you're gonna have to, you know, you just can't leave. He would probably would have been like, that's your you know, he would have been mature and like that's your decision, that's your
Yeah,
path. If you want
exactly.
to leave the Hawks, you can go right ahead. That's something you can hear Griffith saying to anybody else but Guts. Is that's your decision. If you want to leave the Hawks, go right ahead. You have a nice life. But you couldn't do that shit with Guts. So he was definitely treating Guts above everything else. And I don't even. The thing about Griffith is when it came to who Griffith actually loved, like as a um, you know, a significant other, I didn't see anyone in the series that was like that. Because when I see you know, the girl he's you know been messing with this whole time, what's her name again? I keep on forgetting.
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. There we go. If it just felt like his relationship with her, he was just obviously trying to find you know a princess to latch onto. So when he does make it up there, he can connect it all together and just
Yeah.
She was
that
a
was his whole
stepping
plan.
stone.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know, and he did it calm in a mature way, so it really didn't come off as any type of like sly undercover shit. She treated her like a lady and all this other stuff. And then when it came to Casca, you know, Casca, you know, he saved Casca and allowed her to make her decision on joining the Hawks. And yeah, Casca's whole character is just like I said, roller coaster. And yeah, she definitely fell in love with uh, Griffith because you know everyone in the band of the Hawks looked at Griffith as perfection. You know,
Yeah.
couldn't do no wrong. So I could understand how she could fall in love with something like that. And yeah, when Guts came into the picture, man, she treated Guts like shit, man. She straight up shit. I do think it had something to do with like you know the fact that when you know Guts first lost and Griffith was like, you know, it's your duty as a female to you know, keep a
Keep it
man warm and
warm.
all.
Yeah.
She did not like none of that shit. Cause first of all, she just lost in a battle with this dude. Yeah, you gotta tell me I gotta lay naked with this dude, and also,
Yeah.
she hated all of that shit, man. But man, to see her come around town, where it's basically she eventually started to like, well, not even started to like, but started to understand Guts. That took a while, man. But because even when he protected her against you know that
Yeah. The
fat dude.
army. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they fell off the cliff into the water and all that stuff. And then you know Guts did the same thing with her, you know, keeping her
Yeah.
warm and all that stuff. And then she just went ape shit again. And then I think that was definitely the turning point in their at that point friendship, you know. And then um when Guts was deciding to leave, man, that's when it hit her, man. And I was just like, you know, a couple months ago you would have been like, good riddance, man, leave.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
now you're just like, oh, why are you leaving? All this stuff, like, man, I would have been like, Guts would have been like, don't give me this shit,
Bitch.
you know. But oh my gosh, yeah, Casca, oh man, you know, when she was like, when she was going ape shit in the cave that you know Guts did all this stuff because she didn't want Guts to do this and she was mad. She was more mad that what Guts said back to her when he was like why are you doing that? I just saved your life, man. If you weren't a female right now, I would knock you silly. And she was
Yeah.
like, you know, she started to get really emotional and she was like, I've it's not like I asked to be female and all that stuff. And that's when you saw that she just didn't even like being the gender that she was born, you know? And that's when her characterization just opened up. Because everything after that was just like, yeah, just god damn it, man. You know?
Yeah. But before we get to the fight again, I want to talk about the Battle of Daldry. That shit was
Mm,
like the biggest battle of the entire anime, and that's where you find out something interesting about Griffith. Apparently, he was a butt boy for this fucking
yeah.
king. You know?
See, that's one thing that when I was writing the review for
Yeah.
this was it the second movie? They took that shit out. They didn't even they took that whole scene
Yeah,
out where
it's not there really. They hint at it, but it's not there.
yeah,
You
they
know.
hint at it when after the fight when he was like, "We what about that night and all that stuff?" And then, but in the anime they showed a whole
Yeah,
Casca
they showed
seeing
all
him,
that. Yeah.
Casca seeing him with old dude, and then Griffiths. I think that was another. I said that in my review where I took off points from the movie for removing that scene that the anime had where Griffiths was basically cleaning himself off in the
Yeah.
river, and Casca was she was vaguely trying to understand Griffith's point of view um, on why he was doing all that stuff. Man, I think that was just a really good key point in in-depth look at Griffiths, how far Griffith was willing to go in his ambition and reaching that castle. Remember I was saying I
Yeah.
feel it was just two paths that he could have taken to reach that this castle, and one of them is the one that the demon said, "Oh, you got to kill all these people to reach there," but there's another one where you don't. And I think him doing that whole down in the dirty shit because you remember what he said. He was like, "I'm doing this so I can make the necessary funds and money to keep the Band of the Hawks moving at
Yeah.
a good pace without the casualties of losing people. And if he loses people, then you just proven the demons, that dark path of people have to die for you to reach there.
Yeah.
But if you do it this way, no one has to die. So I'm just like, there's obviously two paths that was that exists, and that was one of them. And when I saw the movie, they didn't have that scene. I was just that irked me so much because I was like, I'm not for that gay shit. So I was like but I understand where he's coming from when it comes to sacrifice and how much it meant to him. And how much the Band of the Hawks really meant to him, even if he doesn't consider them friends, he doesn't want them to die, you
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
So it's just like, man, that was some good ass shit, man.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how, because remember, this was Daughtry was like impenetrable. No one could actually storm it. He used himself as bait to lure that fucking guy out. He knew
Yeah.
it was gonna happen, you know. And then there was that fight with Guts had with that big motherfucker. That shit was nuts, man.
Yeah, there was another scene in the movie that got taken out as far as that fight with the dude that Guts was fighting during that battle, and where he ended it off
Yeah,
cutting through that dude and his horse. That shit was crazy.
yeah, it was fucking nuts.
But the part about that the anime the movie changed, and like I said, since I haven't read the manga, I don't know which one is accurate.
Yeah,
But as far as the anime was concerned, when it came to that scene, as far as I remember, Guts' weapon got damaged and destroyed in that fight, and
yeah.
there was some mysterious big dude. I don't think it was
It was
Nosferatu. I think it was someone else. Was it Nosferatu?
yeah, it was him, the
Was
the
it?
immortal demon guy.
Okay, it was Nosferatu. Okay, yeah, he was
Yeah.
up on the hill and he threw down this even more viciously looking badass
Yeah.
blade for Guts to use, and
Which
that's what
which
Guts
he
used.
freaking left it in the side.
Yeah, that's what I was also wondering. That made me feel that did the anime add that part in? Because why the fuck would you not bring that use that sword for the rest of your you know journey? So
Yeah.
that's what part of me made me because since if they're doing a readaptation of this, you would think that everything that happened in this movie they would try to keep it as accurate as possible to the manga, and the fact that the movie didn't have that scene, it makes me believe that that's something that the anime may have had. I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna find out my fucking self. But I just
Dig,
I just find
man.
it really really stupid that why the fuck would you not use that weapon? You just cut through a dude and his horse with this fucking thing, and it just came out. I don't know. You're just gonna leave it here, and yeah, part of me was just yeah. I was like, why would you? It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. But that fight was really good, man. That dude was a beast. He was just swinging his sword, just killing everyone around him. That was some nice. That medieval fight right there. That's some kingdom shit. That reminded me some nice good kingdom fighting. Ah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
And they
man. It
never
was
even
really good.
explained why the dude threw him the sword to begin with.
Yeah. See, that's this is that scene. I liked it. I liked that whole scene, but it didn't. It didn't really fit because it did raise a lot of questions.
It was a Deus Ex Machina type of scene.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. All right, let's get to the part we keep hinting at. The fucking fight between Guts and Griffith, the final fight. Here's
Mm.
what got me about it, because you remember the first fight they had, right?
Mhm.
Guts couldn't even do nothing. He was like outmatched. It was completely the other way around.
Yep.
It was far on the other side. Is
Yeah,
it, you want to continue talk?
yeah, no, basically, because here's what this is the way I saw it, right? All those years, if you think about it, it's just this is why I love the show. If you really think about it, all these years, Griffith inadvertently was training Guts to beat him without knowing it, because he's sending him on all these battles, all these dangerous missions. Griffith he's getting in battles, not as much as Guts. He made Guts stronger without realizing it. Sowing the seeds for him to beat him eventually. Because I don't even think Guts used because he's supposed to use like two hands. He beat him like nothing. He
Yeah.
barely did swing a sword or anything, and he could have easily killed Griffith. And he was like,
Yeah.
"All right, I beat you. I'm done." That fucked Griffith up right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
so
man.
one interesting thing is, like you mentioned, that the first fight, Griffith fucked him up completely, and then we had that time skip where they fought the demon, and the demon sought out freaking Guts as as his villain, as his rival, because he basically fought both of them, and he just threw freaking. That's why I thought Griffith would like maybe fuck him up, because of the disparity in the abilities, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I see what you're
But that
saying. Yeah,
but that makes sense now after the second fight where freaking Guts just fucks up Griffith, and that's like, okay, so yeah, freaking Guts was getting better all this time, and maybe, I don't know, Griffith just stayed the same or declined a little bit.
I
yeah.
Because
think
I don't think he fought it because again he was just
definitely didn't fight as
he
much.
wasn't fighting as much. He was
Yeah.
he was more of a leader. Go ahead,
I
Bruce.
think there was another thing too. Like when Guts and him first fought, Guts only fought with extreme like anger. Like,
Yeah.
he was always like, that he's like a berserker, right?
Mhm.
When they had that last fight, he was completely calm and cool. Like, this is now an experienced warrior,
Yeah.
right? This
Yep.
is not just some raging kid anymore. Like,
Exactly.
Definitely.
so he's grown up, he's matured, and like you said, all the training Griffin gave him, all the things he's experienced, tempered him now. So in that fight, he was completely cool, calm, and collected. And Griffin was the one who was kind of jumping the gun, right? He started that fight, he breaks the sword, and that was it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that's why he beat him. Like, Guts finally learned how to temper his skill and not just fight, with rage. He fought with skill.
Yeah, he fought
Yeah.
with actual skill. Exactly. And Griffith, you're right. That was the first time you saw him really lose his composure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lost his composure.
That was definitely the mental turning point in Griffith's character. Um, and like I said, I'm gonna continue to say this. I don't know which one is accurate as far as 90s or the 2000. It came out in 2012, right? The movie
Yeah.
adaptations, right? 2012 movie adaptations. I did see some differences, and one of them that I actually liked that the 90s version did was in that fight, that second fight when they were standing off.
Yeah.
They gave us an interlog um, of what Griffith was going to
Yeah.
do, and Griffith was saying in his head, "Okay, I know how Guts is gonna go at this.
Yeah.
He's gonna swing at me, and just like the first time, I'm gonna vaguely block his attack, but slide it off at the same time, deflect it, and then go in for my strike." They told us all of this stuff in his head, and you're here with Griffith like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna work." Griffith, go ahead, do your thing, and he goes in there and he tries to do that. He tries to vaguely block Guts' attack, but that sword came down way too powerful and way too quick for him to start sliding it off. Straight broke through it and right to his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like, oh shit, your whole strategy was just destroyed in one strike, bro.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they didn't tell us any of that. They were just like, all right, we're gonna fight. And he just went in there, and then it just all happened. I was like, damn it, they didn't give us the the look of what Griffith was gonna do. They just happened. So that irked me. I'm I'm gonna read the manga to see which
Yeah,
one.
no, I feel you because that him going through all that in his head, right, made his defeat seem even worse because
Yeah,
he was sure he was gonna win. He's like,
yeah,
okay, I know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get him. And then it was a,
yeah,
one stick. That
exactly.
was it. Totally
Yeah,
got.
I like that about the '90s version that they gave us. They were at the time it was like we were looking at Griffith's standpoint since we didn't hear anything from Guts. Guts is just there like, all right, you know what, let's do this. We really didn't need to know what he was saying, but they gave us a look of what Griffith was thinking at the time and what he was gonna do and how it failed miserably.
Yeah, and then after that, obviously Griffith was all fucked up.
Not only was he fucked up, he got humiliated
Yeah,
in
you got
front of
to.
his
Yeah,
entire band of the Hawks. Because remember what I was saying, Griffith's the mature one. So you would this definitely showed that he treated if anyone in the band of the Hawks didn't realize that Guts was getting special treatment by now, they would saw it right there because like I said, if you decide to leave the Hawks, there's a 90% chance Griffith would have said, "Okay, that's your choice if you want to leave." But when Guts said that I wanted to leave, the first thing he said was, if you want to leave, you're gonna have to do it the exact same
yeah.
way."
He's like,
You
remember what
know,
I told you before? I own
hmm
you.
I own you. If you want your freedom, you're gonna have to fight for it. You know, he wouldn't have said that to anyone else in the band of the Hawks. He would just been like, all right, well, have a nice life. But right there, because Costco was even confused, like, why do you guys gotta fight? And then Pippin had to hold her back and all that shit. And yeah, he got humiliated because first of all, you're the one that decided to have this duel, and then you lost. Your whole fucking squad saw it, and and now, yeah, he's just yeah, that was definitely the turning point. And man, when he went to old girl to like get it in and whatnot,
Yeah.
I just felt that this if you didn't realize that he did not give a shit about this girl from a love relation standpoint by now, this should ought to tell you because the fact that you lost Guts right there, you're obviously using this chick as like some sort of to fill some type of void, this like
Yeah.
rebound.
Yeah, it's like comfort and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't give a fuck about you, girl. And that definitely showed it. He just went in there. He was just like, I'm just trying to get some pussy right now.
You
you
felt
know?
bad, man.
Yeah. He was just like, I'm just trying to get some, and he beat that pussy up. And
Yeah.
that next day, he still was feeling like that void was not filled. The thing, and I did see a difference between the 90s and the 2012 version, and during the 2012 version, when he was getting it in, man, and the whole time he was getting it in, we were just seeing flashes of Guts in Griffith's head.
Oh
I'm sitting here
shit.
like, you over here getting some nice ass pussy, and you here thinking about Guts the whole fucking time, bro. I don't understand that shit, but you could just see how much Guts fucked with his head. Like, man, you getting some nice ass pussy right now, but Guts is still on your fucking mind. But in the '90s version, he just fucked her, and then we just saw him just sitting there in the bed, like, fuck. That pussy wasn't as good. I didn't think that the pussy didn't really help that much. I thought it was going to, but it didn't. Because he didn't really mess with her like that up to that point. But when he
Yeah,
lost Guts, he was like
he
he
popped
needed.
the cherry too, man.
Yeah, he popped their cherry nice and hard too. He was like, I need something. I need something has to fill this void right fucking now. That's the only fucking thing I could think of right now. This pussy that I've been saving for that nice occasion. This has to happen because I can't find anything else.
And break in case of
Exactly.
emergency.
Yeah, exactly. My emergency pussy, man. This shit needs to come through because I am feeling depressed. So depressed in my life right now. There's nothing that can comfort me as right now. Then this pussy has to work right now. This has to make me feel better.
Smash in case of emergency.
Exactly. It's like this pussy has to make me feel better right now. It just has to, and it did. And that man, it didn't make him feel any better about the fact that Guts left. And I was just like, damn, man, got some bomb ass pussy. And that shit still didn't help, bro. What are you gonna do
That's some
now?
royal pussy they got, son.
Exactly, son. And then another scene I saw that was different was the fact that in the '90s version when he was getting it in, one of her servants saw
Yeah.
Griffith and the
Mhm.
whole thing going on. And obviously you can tell that this, we didn't see anything else with that server. We just saw that she saw it and then she ran away. And the day after that, when he was on his way out, and all of the guards surrounded him and captured him. That's what that servant. That's why they showed that scene where the servant saw it. You obviously see she snitched and she was like, all right, Griffith's there. You guys got to do something before he leaves. Yada yada yada. But in the 2012 version, as far as I remember, she wasn't even there.
Yeah, I don't
She
remember that either.
Yeah, she wasn't even there. So it was like that irked me a little bit in the movie version. That I'm like, if you're a person that only watched the movies, you would be confused on the why, because he left the same way he came, through the
Yeah.
window, out through the back, and as soon as he left, as soon as he landed, on the outside, all the guards are already there. If you're a person that only watched the movies, you'd be like, how the fuck did they get there so quick?
Yeah, it's kind of a coincidence. Yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
yeah. You're like, what the fuck? How did they know? Because
They
they
smell,
didn't.
they smell the pussy, man. That's how they smell
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, so that irked me about the movie version. The fact that there was a little.
No, you're right
Just
though,
a little
because when you saw the anime, when you saw the serving, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh
Mhm.
shit, here we go. He's gonna snitch.
Yeah.
And again, that act, that was Griffith's downfall, because he did it. He obtained his ambition, right? He brought the band of the Hawks. They were officially knighted, basically,
What were they called? Like the White Phoenixes or something
Yeah,
at the time.
exactly. And then what happened after that? They all became outlaws. They went, like they started hunting them down and shit. Total fucking downfall. And then Griffith got in prison. They fucked his ass up.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
the crazy thing is,
hold on, that scene hit me hard too, because they're like, okay, a couple of years passed, and I'm assuming he's still gonna be there, in jail, whatever. This dude was emaciated, man. He was looking like a fucking Somalian,
Yeah.
mad skinny. Go ahead, Carlos. What were you gonna say?
yeah, I think they weren't even knighted yet. I think they're about to get knighted.
They're about to, yeah.
Yeah, man. If it wasn't for that big ass keyhole, man,
Yeah,
you
right.
can see everything.
Man.
Oh, you talking about with Griffith got in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the door was. You sure it was a keyhole? I thought the door was like
No.
slightly open.
Nah, it was
Nah,
like a keyhole.
yeah, it was like a giant keyhole.
Oh, okay.
That bitch has some good vision, man. That was
I
crazy.
do remember a little bit before that. One of the maidens was telling that a specific lady to watch the princess. So I mean, she was just doing her job, but girl, you, goddamn it,
Like,
she didn't
let her
want to
let her get her fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
That's what she was wanting, because she was at that point she had not seen Griffith in, like, I think it was 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. But
Yeah, man. And then after that, there's a time skip. Actually, here's the thing I want to talk about, because I don't remember this happening in the anime, but I remember in the movie. In the movie, it was pretty explicit. Like the reason the king did that shit to Griffith, it's not just for the simple fact that he fucked his daughter. It was because he wanted to fuck his own daughter.
yeah, I
you know?
realized I remember I saw the movie, and Griffith was, he was hung up, and he said that he let us know, because I didn't catch that until Griffith said it.
Yeah.
And the 90s anime, they didn't touch upon that. I agree with you on that.
Because I honestly believe, let's say if the king was just a regular king, right?
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure he would have been like, you know what, man? You just gave my country a really big victory. You got that pussy? That's fine. I'm gonna let it slide.
Exactly. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree with you.
But I think, I'm like, that's a consolation prize. That's some fine pussy right there. Royal shit, But since he wanted to ass, right? He got jealous and shit. He threw my man in fucking jail and shit.
I do find that.
Yeah.
I do find that really weird, because it's not like, I guess it's the, I don't know if the manga, the 90s anime, or the movie, if any of their fault as far as hinting that he wanted her. So I didn't see any sort of hints. When they first met the king, and his brother was telling him to bow down, and they bowed down and all this stuff, and then you see Charlotte in the background, and Griffith asked, who is that lady? It's not like he was like, oh, this is my daughter. I love her so much. Oh, he was just like, oh, that's my daughter, and she's kind of shy. It's my only daughter. I think I may have spoiled. He didn't really show any type of, like, hints that
exactly.
he eventually wanted to get with her. I didn't see any type of build up, so that's why I didn't catch on to it until Griffith said, because they wouldn't make Griffith say that unless it was, needed,
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't catch it until the movie.
Yeah.
But
Okay. So because I was like, did I miss it in the anime? Like,
yeah,
what's
I thought I
going?
missed
Yeah.
it in the anime, so I was like, wait, did I miss that? No, they just did. They didn't hint at it, and they didn't even. I don't even. It probably didn't even exist in the '90s version.
Yeah, but
But
again, I think that kind of makes more sense because
yeah,
why would the king do that? It's like you
yeah,
just have like
exactly.
the greatest
I
soldiers,
could see
you
the
know.
uncle guy doing that because he wanted to end Griffith's career for
Yeah,
a long
yeah,
time.
yeah,
The whole
yeah,
arrow thing and
exactly.
everything. But the king, I didn't see the king doing something like that. But yeah, it did hit me from left field. One thing I want to talk about as far as that punishment, the dude that was doing the punishment was different from the '90s and the 2012 version. In
Yeah,
the '90s version was like some slim, tall, old, weird-looking dude, and then in the um 2012 version, it's like this little tiny humpback,
yeah, that was
weird-looking
weird.
dwarf
Yeah,
dude. And like I said, don't know which one is following the manga, but um, yeah, differences. The one in the '90s version, he saw the necklace, he ripped it off, and then he threw it inside the sewer. And then inside the 2012 version, the little midget guy, he saw the necklace, like, oh, he was so intrigued by it, and then the eye opened on. He was like, oh shit, and then it dropped and fall down the. So it still followed the same path, but I just these little tiny differences. I wonder which one is right. I'm assuming that the newer one is right. You know. One thing I did like when they
yeah,
first came in and saved they first saw
yeah,
Griffith and all that stuff, and the dude locked him in there. In the night, this is one thing I like about the '90s version. When he locked him in there, and the dude was behind the door, and he was like, "Oh, I got all you guys in there," and Gus is like, "Were you the one that did this?" And he was like, "Yes, I am the one that did this," and he was standing up and whatnot, and the dude was like, "Oh, you're not getting out of here. This door is stronger than any other door." And I was like, when Guts was standing, I was like, "Nigga, this is Guts. First of all, he has a sword. He could break through that door like that shit's wet tissue and you." And as soon as I said that shit, exactly what fuck happened. Through that motherfucking door and through the dude. He's like, "Oh!" I was like, "Yes! That's some nice ass shit right there, son. I told you that door ain't shit, nigga." and then and then in the 2012 version, they didn't even mention the door. I was like, damn it, you didn't mention the door, because he was hyping up that door like this door. A little part of me thought maybe that door can't withstand Guts' attack. Nah, I can't stand no Guts. Blew through that fucking door. And then in the 2012, I didn't mention it. I was like, oh wow. But the little midget dude, I guess the little midget dude was more interesting than the other guy, because that midget dude, he was fucking weird.
yeah. No, but I did like that part. It's like, were you the one that did this? It's like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, man. Just God, he went on a slaughterhouse on that way out because Costco was like, man, don't find him. We just need the guy. Gus was like, fuck that shit. Everybody's dying through. He's just like, just
He,
dinosaur style.
he became old school Guts, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking everybody up, but then let's get into it, man. The finale, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the biggest slaughter. Like even if you just think about the movie, that's like 2 hours of fucking just torture porn and shit. It was
Yeah.
fucking brutal, man.
Kentaro Miura, that dude is fucking insane. I remember when I first saw this shit in the '90s version, dude, and fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like Kentaro Miura, dude. This dude is, and I want to know if this dude is one of the founders of like demonic hentai tentacle, that whole genre thing, because this is some real old stuff. This manga's quite classic and old, and all that hentai tentacle shit that's out today. This shit is a legit manga, and it has the shit in there, and I don't know. I highly doubt there was stuff that had stuff in there before Berserk. So I'm wondering, is Berserk like the father of hentai tentacle stuff? Because I was like, I don't know what, I wasn't following manga or anything back in the day when Berserk was coming out, but damn, Kentaro, I guess you started this whole shit, because you one fucked up dude.
It's weird when when we get to that finale and they're in that that realm and stuff, and the bailet opens up. I thought of Hellraiser, because it's very similar to that, when you solve the puzzle box and then hell forms around you and stuff. Like it rang of that kind of for me. And then the what were they called? The acolytes? What were those four guys? The God Hand or something? That that offered him power.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
It
guys.
kind of reminds me of Pinhead. Remember, he had his
Yeah.
lieutenants and stuff. That it is very similar. I think Hellraiser is older than this, but I don't know if that influenced him at all. But it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look up all this stuff as far as like, how the fuck did you come up with such a corrupted
Yeah, and then
climactic
for
part of
me, it was like you spent
arc?
26 episodes, or whatever, right,
Mhm.
building up these characters, and you fucking slaughter like all but 4 of them. Shit, and then it's like it was Griffith showing, hey, you can't do shit because he's fucking raping what's her face, right? While all his boys are getting fucking slaughtered, and Guts can't do shit. Nothing he could do at all.
Fuck, man.
Nothing.
No. Yeah, and I think it's time to mention the whole CG thing as far as the movie, because I think you're right.
We could skip that because that shit was bothering the fuck out of me.
Yeah, but I just want to mention it as far as at that scene, because I know in the in the 90s version, everything's hand drawn, demonics and everything looking fucking weird as shit. And then when we get to the 2012 version, when it came to that scene, the demons are in like CG and whatnot. I'm like, damn it, man, fuck. And it was kind of dark and cel shaded and whatnot. I think they dropped the ball on that part. But man, dude, if there's one thing the 2012 version got right, man, was when that demon caught Guts's arm, and Guts had to cut that shit. God, oh my God, yeah, the 2012 version did that shit nice. Oh my God, that shit was just gory as fuck, you know. And there's one scene in the 90s version that scarred me the absolute most, and they took it out of the 2012 version. I don't know if it's in the manga, but it was the scene where that one demon held up Casca, just like, and legs wide open and shit, and the horn is just like, I'm like, oh shit, what the fucking Toro? And then that's when Griffith's transformation was done, and then the demon stopped right fucking here, and I was just like, oh god, and then. When I watched it in 2012, I'm like, oh shit, I got to see this part again. And it wasn't even there. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna get scarred that bad for that time, because I was like, God, that part fucked me up, man. It was like, because they're just teasing you like, oh, what the fuck, Katara, what the fuck, But that scene fucked me the fuck up, man. That got me more than any other scene. The whole, Griffith's getting it on with Casca in front of Guts. That was fucked up. But that scene hit me.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing was like fucked up. Again, you build up all these characters and then murder them, and then that's when the whole show takes a completely different shift. Demons and shit, all that stuff is gone.
Like 0 to 100 real quick, man. I think it's time to mention. I don't know if you remember this dude, the Skull King.
The Skull King, yeah.
The Skull King, where remember when Casca they got Guts back, after the time skip, and Guts came back and rescued them, and then Guts and Casca they had their little sex scene and whatnot. In the 90s version, Skull King doesn't even exist. In the 2012 version, this is when he's first introduced, and you see him, and I was like, oh shit, new content. And I'm assuming this is in the manga. This is this big medieval dude, looks like he's straight out of Dark Souls, and he's on this horse, and he's coming in front of Guts, telling Guts the same thing that Nosferatu told him about his path that he's gonna have to take and how tragic it's gonna be. And the Skull King, I'm like, why is he just coming in here out of nowhere randomly, and then he just leaves? And then when they're inside the this demonic ceremony shit, Skull King and Nosferatu are outside of the tornado fighting, and I'm like, oh shit, they didn't show that in the 90s version. And then that's what I love about this movie, man. I remember when you told me that both of them, they're gonna cliffhanger you to an extent, but at least the movie did not cliffhanger you that much. They ended it on a better note than the 90s version. All the 90s version, it was just like, oh yeah, Casca got fucked by Griffith, the end. Peace. I'm like, what the fuck? And then in the movie version, They went a little further. I thought they were going to cliffhanger me right at this part again. I was getting ready for blue balls and everything, and then the Skull King came. The Skull King came, and then they show us how the fuck Guts got out of that situation. Because I was just in the '90s version, I was just wondering how the fuck did you get out of this situation? They don't tell you this shit in the '90s version. And then I was so happy that the 2012 version showed us that the Skull King came inside, rescued Guts, took Casca, because I thought, by the time I finished the '90s version, I thought Casca was dead. I thought
Yeah.
Griffith raped her to death, and that was it. She was done. She was done. But apparently the Skull King came in there, saved Guts, saved Casca, and got out of there. And those demons up there was like, oh, we can't predict everything. We can't foresee everything. And the Skull King got them out of there, and I really appreciated that, man.
So none of that was in the anime, right?
Nope.
In the
No, none
series?
of that.
No, they stopped right. They stopped right there. With Casca getting fucked. In the movie, they gave us that nice epilogue to that arc, and they showed us the whole Casca, her memory loss and that how scared she is as a person now, and Guts realizing he doesn't have his arm, he doesn't have his eye, and then they showed us that extra scene with this Skull King. And Guts, having to deal with this new sacrificial brand that he has to deal with now. They showed us all this. I loved all of that conclusive epilogue stuff, man. I loved it. And then they ended with "This is just the beginning." I'm like,
yeah, this is what now the shit's really beginning.
Yeah, because if you don't know anything about it and you see that sign, "This is just the beginning," you're like, the beginning? What the fuck? What the fuck else do you have in store for us? And
this is a prologue, right?
Yeah, basically the whole shit was basically a prologue to the actual story.
Crazy,
Isn't
yeah.
that insane?
That's the origin. I think this origin story is just so fucking good that back when the manga was ongoing and they decided to make an anime of this arc, this prologue, this origin story was just so fucking good that the animation studio was just like, nigga, this is all we want to fucking animate. I'm sorry. That first arc that you got before this, we don't want to animate that shit. We gonna give that shit one episode and we get into this fucking golden arc shit, man.
Yeah.
We get straight into this shit, And a part of me when I was watching the '90s version, I was like, man, why did you guys skip a whole fucking arc? I don't understand that. But now looking back on it, I understand why they did it. It's the golden age arc. I can't compare it to the arcs I've seen in the future, but I'm sure if I talk to someone who's all caught up with Berserk, there's a high chance that they're going to say that the Golden Age is probably still the best arc in Berserk. I could see them. It's going to be hard I'll be surprised if they said there's an arc after the Golden Age arc that shits on it. So
yeah, that'll be hard to top, but we'll see. Thankfully. Because they're gonna be moving forward now. They're gonna have a new anime series, man.
Mm-hmm. Black Swordsman shit is going down.
Wait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait, man. I'm gonna be watching that shit every fucking week. Hey, Lorraine, get in here, man. You've been kind of quiet, man. What'd you think about the Berserks?
I actually never watched Berserk. I've been, if you don't mind me saying a little bit about the manga, then I can speak.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I guess the manga takes place after the anime, correct?
It's chronologically, yes. Arc-wise, no. But yeah.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Manga has the Golden Age arc, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but it's like Black Swordsman first. And once that Black Swordsman arc is over, then they're like, all right, now we're going to give you the backstory of Guts. And then they go back to the current. So it's like current, past, current. But the anime, it's like, one episode of the current.
And all past.
Yeah.
So, like, while I'm reading Berserk, Guts doesn't give a fuck about anyone. He really doesn't care. He just goes to town. I guess, like, I don't know. It doesn't explain the sign. Yeah. Y'all know what the sign does, right?
Yeah, the sacrificial brand and whatnot. Yeah.
I guess like it summons like demons to him or something. That
last scene that I was telling you that I love so much in the movie. That's when the Skull King was explaining to Gus that this sacrificial brand on your neck, this shit is supposed to represent the fact that you were supposed to get sacrificed for Griffith and his transformation, and your body is supposed to be eaten by demons. You're basically bait for them. You're going to smell like meat to them. They're going to be attracted to you, and you're going to be hunted by them for the rest of your life. That's basically what that sacrificial brand on his neck meant. They don't obviously, but the manga, since that being the first arc, that's just Kentaro teasing you right now. Like, what is this curse mark about? You don't know, you gotta go through a whole arc until you figure it out in the Golden Age shit. That's
he just like it's not safe to be around me because of this, because of work or something like that. And he's traveling in the back of the carriage. And if you look at the trailer for the new anime series, it shows that scene where he's like in the carriage chilling with them. All the skeletons come out, attack him, and just like stars that family he was with. And it's just like I told him. He doesn't.
Before I got deep into the 90s anime, I read 2 chapters of the manga, so I do know I know that that little mini story arc that you were talking about, and the elf. You remember the elf?
Yes.
I remember when I was watching the 90s version, elf doesn't even exist, and I was like, damn, they only got the elf, because I remember when the episode 1 of the 90s, when he walks into the bar and the girl they're fucking with the girl. That girl, I don't think that girl. I think the anime made that shit up, because in the manga, that scene is damn near identical, but it's not the girl. It's the little elf. They're fucking with the elf and whatnot. And then in the anime they changed it. But when it came to the 2012 version, since that first scene didn't exist, and then they had a scene where when Griffith was getting punished, they had a teeny little clip of when Guts was doing his own thing by himself. They showed a clip of that carriage going by Guts, and you see the elf inside. I was like, oh shit, look, the elf, and then and then at the end of the epilogue they show the elf again. I'm like, cool. They're bringing in the elves, the little elf, because he was when I was reading the manga, it was like he was like the comedic relief.
Yeah, it's funny because he's in the game too. So my
really?
first proposal, Puck's in the game.
Yeah,
but not in the. And when I watch the anime, it's not there.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, where's the elf? It was weird, but
like like I said, the anime does take place before like where I'm at in the manga, right?
Chronologically, or
chronologically.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, because it makes sense why Pug's not there, right? Because he meets him in the beginning of Berserk.
Yeah, it makes sense. But what I'm saying is that the very first episode of the 90s anime is that first chapter of him being in the bar and fighting that snake dude and all that shit. That's the first episode of the Berserk anime. And then every other episode about that is the Golden Age prologue shit. It's like they wanted to take the whole blacksman, the Black Swordsman arc and make it one episode, because they're like, we're just only going to give you one episode of it, and then we're going into this Golden Age stuff. That's all they did with the anime. So it's weird. It was weird how they did it.
Yeah, it just seems that like all this emotion that he got from like the Golden Age arc, all these friends and stuff like that is washed away. The old Guts is gone, dead and gone.
Dude, if there was one thing I saw when I was, because how chapter 1s of mangas are. They're like 89 pages and whatnot, so about a hefty amount. If there's one thing I saw in Guts' personality at that given point, was this dude he definitely didn't act the way he was inside the Golden Age. This dude was high key a jerk, bro, and he had like this sinister smile. It's probably extremely popular because I know I even see people with like avatars of this like sinister smile, that the sinister evil I don't give a fuck smile that Guts is making, and he did it in the manga. He obviously didn't do that in the anime because he didn't get to that mental point yet. We're probably gonna see it in the summer version. We're gonna see that fucking smile. That smile is just creepy as fuck. It's like this dude looks evil as shit.
He's cocky as fuck too.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking veteran at that point.
Powerful demon. He's like, I'm just gonna kill you. You know how this is gonna end. You gonna die.
Yeah, I can't wait to get in all that shit, man. The Guts. I want to see this current Guts, man. This current Guts, man. He looks corrupted and fucked up, and like he was like, tell them that I am coming for that ass. The Black Swordsman is coming. I was like, ooh, yeah, this is getting good.
Yeah. I don't know what his motives are yet. It's just him going to town to like just kill the demons that's like disguised as human.
Yeah, yeah. I really want to see in depth on what Black Swordsman arc is about. I don't know much about it yet, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. A great fucking discussion on Berserk, man. There's a lot to cover in that anime.
Yeah,
Very
man.
deep.
God damn. Great
Lots
ass
of
shit,
fucking
man.
great, man. All right, so let's wrap it up as we always do. The anime we're anticipating watching. Riku, kick us off, man. What are you anticipating watching?
All right. So now that I'm caught up with One Piece anime, that shit is finally caught up, and all of my other stuff is. Um, I'm actually Well, March is gonna be the new anime does the new anime season start in March or April? I think it's
Isn't it April or something?
I think it's April. So we still have one more month of like um this anime season stuff. So as far as the next month is concerned, I wanna watch the new season. Well, no, not the new season, but the season of Hajime no Ippo called Rising. Hajime no Ippo Rising, I think it's called. And I think that's the 25 episodes after the 75 episode one. That's what I want to watch, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to that. But that's what I want to watch. Obviously other that and the whatever the anime of the month is. But that's about it. Not that big.
Yeah, Lorraine, what you got?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I just go where the wind's gonna take me. You know, I don't have anything planned out. I all I know is that I'm anticipating the new Berserk whenever it releases.
Yeah, I think that should be summer.
And there's this movie called The Boy and the Beast that I want to watch. That's made by. Oh, I actually watched this one anime movie called The Wolf Children. That's made by. That's doing The Boy and the Beast. So I'm
Mamoru
really.
Hosoda.
Excuse me.
Mamoru Hosoda.
Mm.
Yeah, he also made The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer
Oh,
Wars.
did you hear that? Who picked up? Funimation picked up The Girl Who Left Through Time. I think so. So it probably gonna get distributed in the U.S.
Oh
So
shit,
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
that's a good movie. Wolf Children is really good too.
I watched the live action movie though.
Oh wow, there's a live action one.
Yeah, go on Netflix.
Hmm. But yeah,
And
that dude's a beast, man. I haven't seen the Boy and the Beast, but I want to watch it too.
Yeah, it's gonna get like a limited release in theaters.
Yeah, I heard about that.
interesting. Chris, what about you? Anticipating watching anything?
I don't know what's coming soon. I just know that I wanted to watch this show that Carlos recommended to me. Was uh, Roka Braves of the Six Flowers?
Ooh, Roku no Yusha?
Yeah, so I wanted to watch that.
Mhm.
But I don't know what's coming out soon. I mean, I'd say the obvious, like, where's Attack on Titan, man?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's
More.
either summer
Summer.
or fall.
Yeah,
One
I
of those.
need
It's
it.
definitely not spring. I thought it was gonna be spring. It's not spring.
Yeah,
If it was
Attack
spring, we would know by now.
Yeah,
All of the spring shit we know
shit.
by now.
Well, it better come this year, man.
Oh yeah, definitely will. Definitely will.
Better come this year. But yeah. As for myself, Berserk, obviously, give me that shit right now. Attack on Titan, fucking I'm forgetting the name of it. There's good because a Kamiga kills over on Toonami, right? So it's getting replaced by another anime.
Dimension W?
Yeah, so I'm anticipating
Yeah.
watching that.
Yeah, I'm watching that right
W as an anime?
Toonami's getting the English dub for Dimension W, but
Mhm.
it started this anime season, and I think they're only like six or something episodes in.
Damn, the anime are coming faster and faster too.
Yo,
Look at
Funimation
that.
is doing
Yeah,
work, man. They changed the dubbing scene.
Seven. Yeah,
that's good, man.
yeah. Funimation is dubbing that shit quick, man.
Ooh,
When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this is a great Toonami show right here. And I saw that Toonami trailer. I heard the English voices and everything. Everything sounds nice. I was like, nice. I told Treasy, Toonami head about it. I was like, yeah. They're gonna love this Dimension W.
yeah, so it's cool. And then there's another one I'm anticipating watching. It got announced it's coming to Netflix. It's a new anime, like coming straight to Netflix
Oh
first.
yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, the production IG one.
Yeah, the production IG one. And I read the synopsis, but that sounds pretty cool. It's like
What's it called?
something Bones or something.
Yeah,
Oh, Project Bones.
Project Bones,
Project
yeah.
Bones, yeah.
yeah.
And it's like it's not debuting in Japan first, debuting on Netflix first. Crazy shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
complete on Netflix first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when they were talking about Netflix is going to produce anime, and then the only thing up to that point was just Netflix slapping their name on the English dub and saying Netflix
Yeah.
original. Like Netflix, get the fuck out of here with this stupid shit. Yeah, but no, they're actually doing.
That's why I had to clarify with you, Tony. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the anime project is called Perfect Bones.
Oh, Perfect Bone. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's being produced for Netflix. It's crazy, you know. But yeah, that's a good question though, because you're right. They were just slapping their name on shit that already existed, you know. Oh man, so I'm anticipating watching that. So there's some good stuff coming. Carlos, man, what about you?
I can't wait to delve deep into Gintama. So I've only watched 20 episodes, and people say that it gets really, really good at like 60. So hopefully I get there before the next show starts, so I can talk more about that.
Do you find yourself not laughing at an episode for Gintama? You're like, this is not even funny.
No, I think it's really funny. The characters are really good. Everyone has like their quirks, and the more like you start seeing like background characters appear more often, and then you get their shtick, and it's funny. I really like it.
Oh, speaking of quirks, I'm looking forward to Boku no Hero Academia anime.
Mm.
Yeah, the new chapter. Fucking, I gotta read that shit. Read that shit. I finally got caught up with all my shit, and then the chapter hit me. I'm, no, nigga, you can get right. Yeah, Boku no Hero. Yeah, I think that's what I'm kind of holding off as far as when you say what we're anticipating. So we're gonna do the show again in March, and that's when everything you guys are talking about. That's when that new anime season starts, and it's fucking going down, man. But yeah, March is my last. This is the last
Binge month.
Yeah, last binge month. Last binge month is March.
It's April. You know what's coming in April, man.
A lot of shit's coming in April.
Uncharted. You know?
Yo, man, I'm just saying right now, rest in peace to everyone that runs into me online. You know, it's nothing personal. You know, Riku. I know Riku's gonna be on my squad.
Yeah.
That shit is funny. All right, the anime we're gonna be watching next month. Lorraine, man, it's all you. What are we watching next month?
I'm thinking Kids on the Slope.
Ooh, interesting. I remember I skipped that one on purpose because I thought it was gonna be boring. So I guess
you know, it's a slice of life anime. It's like you're not gonna see crazy fight scenes. You're not gonna see mixed drama. You know, you're not gonna see like, oh my gosh, you know, like the aliens from outer space are attacking right now while everyone's dead. No, it's just gonna be a normal life. Kids going to school, hanging out. You know, day to day.
Oh.
Does it have a dub?
It does have a dub.
Yeah, it does.
Nice.
It's done by Sentai Filmworks.
It's a Watanabe thing too, isn't it? Cowboy Bebop dude.
Yes. The music is produced by the person who did the Cowboy Bebop music, and I think they have the same director. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. So it's not gonna be fight scenes like this Cowboy Bebop, but it's gonna be nice music. You know, it's gonna be a heartwarming story, and there's gonna be like some drama going on. You know, you sleeping with my girl, man. I told you I loved her. So,
hey, Lorraine, don't worry, man. I got you, man. I love slice of life.
Okay, I don't mess with slice of life. That's the thing. I don't mess with it. I was like, okay, it has a Cowboy Bebop name stuck to it. It must be good. So I watched it. It's pretty good. It kept me interested and hooked.
Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
I've heard good things about this too.
Yeah, we'll see it again because I saw the synopsis. I'm like, takes place in like the '60s. There's nothing crazy going on. I'll skip this. You know me, man. I need action. I need fucking robots and monsters and shit. You know. But yeah, it'll be interesting. So we're changing gears for Otanime next month. As far as the next couple of months, I don't know what the fuck's going on because Manny's out here threw everything off. You know.
Was Manny's turn next?
I think it was his turn after this.
No.
Who was supposed to be after?
Because I remember last year me and Manny switched time.
Because it's Riku, me, Lorraine, Chris, Manny, and Carlos in that order.
Oh, so
Right.
next?
Yeah, you're next after Lorraine, Chris.
Okay.
Chris, do you have your choice yet? Because I would love to hear it. I would love to bust out two anime because it's fucking April after March, and I would love to knock out both of them in 1 month.
Well, there was one I was thinking of, and it's kind of long, so I don't know. I don't know if I want
Like I
to
said,
recommend all the pieces.
March
Okay.
is binge, so
Well, I was gonna
That's my
recommend
but-
the Pat Labor series.
Mobile Police Pat Labor. Finally. Fuck. Yes. Okay. Okay.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
are you
So
going with the
it's like,
main anime series? Because remember, there's a lot of pad labor. There's the OVA. There's
well,
the
that's
Yeah,
why I
movie.
was
yeah.
like, yeah, there's
So-
47 episodes just of the TV series, and then there's the original movie, and then there was the follow-up OVA to the series. So I don't
So
know.
exactly what are we? What are we?
I just was gonna recommend the series
Okay. Okay.
because it's a lot to watch. If you
Yeah,
watch the
I've
first,
seen most of them, so I'm good on that end.
yeah, the series is very good. I don't know if I guess for extra credit, if you want to watch the follow-up OVA, you can, but I would just say just start with the series.
Remember, Chris, the OVA actually came first before anything.
No, there was another one.
Oh, another one.
There was a
Oh,
follow-up to the
shit.
series. There was
Okay,
something
I got you.
that capped off the series. I don't
I
remember what it was
got you.
called. New Files or something like that. I think that was it.
Right. So we each get 2 turns, right?
Yeah, per
For a
year.
year,
Yeah.
Let me check into
Yeah, I
something.
already know what I got next, man. I already
Cool.
know.
Cool. I would like. You remember I said I did say as far as 47. Yeah, that is hefty. But I remember I did say the actual cap is 50. So you're not
Yeah.
you're not
47
breaking any
is
rules.
doable.
Okay. Yeah. So it's doable. Okay. So I would just say.
I was just saying.
And Chris, you just gave us a head up now.
Yeah, that's what I asked. That's what I asked. I was like, yo, because if I could, Kids on the Sofa, short and sweet.
Yeah.
And then if you finish Kids on the, let's say you marathon Kids on the Slope in one day in March. Well, no, yeah, tomorrow. You could start on fucking that shit,
Yeah. Yeah. I guess maybe in the future we'll talk about it because I'm all about those Pat Labor movies, man. The
Yeah,
first
so-
2 movies.
No, they're great movies. Like I would definitely recommend watching all of it, but I don't want to overload anyone. Like it's already a 47 episode series, and if you want to watch the next Files, right? That's a whole OVA after the series. Then to recommend, then start with the 2 movies before
it's
you
a
watch
little
this.
much.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll keep it to the main series for now.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the other stuff, you can. But again, you have time. You have literally 2 months.
Yeah. That's some nice stuff. So yeah, March. Anyway, yep. So Pat Labor needs to be done by end of April. That sounds legit to me.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, Pat Labor is episodic. It's not serialized.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. Every episode is.
Thank you for telling me that right now.
Yeah, there are some mini arcs in there, like 1 or 2 episodes that connect to each other, but overall it's separate. Every episode is, it's like old school anime. Everything's separate. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Because I know some of you guys are like, oh no, this doesn't connect.
Episodic. Yeah. True.
Riku, real quick, how many episodes is Face Day Night Unlimited Blade Works?
The whole thing, season 1 and 2.
24.
24 each. Okay.
Unlimited Blade Works. Yeah, 24.
Ooh.
If that's where you're going, Larry, I strongly suggest yes. Just saying. All right, so that's it, people. Thank you for watching yet another episode of Otanime. We'll be back at the end of next month. So we'll be talking about Kids on the Slope and the usual shit as always. So once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and tonight joined by Michael Crawford, aka Rika's son, one, the only one.
Kentaro Miura, you are a fucking genius. Can't wait to get into this.
Apparently a lazy genius said that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, hey man, aren't they all lazy geniuses?
Not Oda.
Oda's insane. He's an exception.
Chris Seeley,
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero,
There's.
and Lorray Williams.
You already know it's the manga god.
Yes. All right, guys. Later.
Peace.
Peace.